Hey yogis, I'm so glad you're joining me on the mat today for number 4 in our 14 class beginning yoga journey here on Knowing Yoga. That's a mouthful. So number 4 is all about the breath. So we are going to be focusing on the breath, anchoring into the present moment with the breath, moving with the breath, using the breath to connect to ourselves in that peaceful place inside of us, and learning a little bit about the breath. So breathing not only brings to our body what we need, cleansing, healing, oxygen, but it also allows us some change, some effective change over our nervous system when we're feeling hijacked by our emotions. So if we are feeling fearful or anxious or panicky, we are able to use the breath and come back into the moment, slow down our heart rate, and really tell our minds and our bodies, hey, we're safe, we're okay. And then that allows us to come back from fight or flight into our rest and digest mode, where we can be socially engaged, alert, yet relaxed. And that is the power of the breath. So we're going to really focus on that today. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. And let's get started. Okay, yogis, let's get started. We are going to lay down on our backs. Bring a pillow in with you or a folded up blanket, whatever feels good for you. And we are going to place our hands on the belly, and then we're going to widen our feet towards the edge of the mat, toes pointing towards the end of the mat, and let our knees fall together. And your eye gaze can be soft up at the ceiling, or you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And we're starting in this position because it really allows us to feel the movement in the belly from our deep breaths. So let's just focus on the inhales and try and extend the exhales just a little bit. So inhaling deeply into the belly through the nose. And exhaling soft and slowly through the nose. Great job. Just really feeling the breath. Noticing how it moves the whole body in just a subtle way as we inhale deeply and exhale slowly. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to keep our legs, our feet where they are, and separate the knees. You can leave the hands on the belly, and we're just going to windshield wiper the legs. So on an inhale, we're going to lower the knees down to the right until you find your edge, what feels right for you. On the exhale, pull the belly button into the spine and move the knees up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift those knees towards the ceiling. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. We're warming up the spine here too. All right, so now we're going to reverse the breath. So we're going to inhale with the knees up high. And then on the exhale, we're going to lower those knees down to the body, exhaling down to the floor, exhaling all of that air out of the belly. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, emptying out the lungs, lowering the knees to the other side. Let's do one more set. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower, twisting the spine, and then inhale, up. Awesome job. Okay, so now we're going to pull the heels of the feet towards our buttocks a little bit more, and almost like you're trying to brush the fingertips against the heels. And we're going to keep our feet and our knees hip-width distance apart, and we're going to press our palms down into the earth, and then take our shoulders and tuck them underneath us, bringing the shoulder blades together behind us. So almost like you're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades, and keeping your chin neutral, eye gaze up at the ceiling. On the inhale, we're going to press into the earth with the feet and the palms of the hand and the arms. And inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower slowly, really moving with the breath, pairing that movement with breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, emptying the lungs completely and relaxing the body here. And now we're going to straighten the legs and flip over onto our bellies. So if you're using a pillow or a blanket, you can move that out of the way now. And then we're going to stretch our arms out in front of us and just kind of do some movement with the breath here while we strengthen the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back. So forehead down, feet hip-width distance apart, and the tops of the feet are pressing into the earth. We're engaging the legs, so squeezing the muscles to the bone here. Same with our arms. Arm muscles are engaged, fingers extended, going every direction. And then let's bring our chin neutral, elongating the neck, the spine, looking down at the ground. Inhale. Sorry, my kiddos are in the background. Inhale. We're going to lift the right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift left arm, right leg. Muscles engaged. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, right arm, left leg, squeezing muscles to the bone, pointing the toes. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower down. One more set. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. And then release the forehead to the ground, coming into our cobra position. So our fingertips are just underneath the tops of the shoulders. Feet, toes, legs, hip-width distance apart. And we start with our forehead down. On an inhale, we're going to isometrically pull the palms of the hands towards the hips so that we can extend, elongate in the spine, and then lift up, trying to keep weight out of the hands. Eye gaze goes up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, legs engaged, belly pulling into the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more at your own pace. Awesome. Then stretch those hands out in front of you. Maybe do some little ankle circles. Moving the feet, rotating, relax the hands. Can move those around too. And we are going to press back into our child's pose. So as you're coming into your child's pose, I'm just going to pull my hair behind me. Remember, if you want a bolster or blanket or pillow between your hips and heels, that's fantastic. Do what feels good for you. If you want to rest your head on a block, that's fine too. And again, tuning into the breath here, breathing into the sides of the rib cage. Exhaling fully. Inhale, feeling the belly press against the tops of the thighs. Exhaling slowly, deeply, emptying the lungs. Awesome. All right, and we are slowly making our way to all fours. So remember, on all fours, if you want that blanket underneath your knees, that's fine too. Finding whatever feels good. So just kind of getting our foundation here, resting for a second, but also building strength in the arms. Now we're going to tuck the toes and then send the hips back towards the heels. Take a couple of breaths here, getting a nice stretch along the tops of the bottoms of the feet and the back of the calves, back of the ankle. Let out a long, big, slow exhale. One more inhale here. Exhale. With that sound, activating the vagus nerve. Slow, deep exhale with the humming sound. All right, back to all fours. If you want to bring blocks in here, you can. All we're going to do is come up to our standing position. So we're going to take one foot forward and then the next and come into our forward fold. So, hands can be on blocks or all the way on the floor. Or if you want to just relax like a rag doll, you can grab elbow to elbow and just rock side to side a little bit. Keep a slight bend in the knees so that we can elongate the lower back. And tune into the breath right here. Noticing the inhale filling up the belly. Noticing that relaxation response with a long, slow exhale. Awesome. All right, bending the knees. We're going to bring hands to hips, suck the belly button in towards the spine, and with a flat back, inhale up, eye gaze up between the eyebrows. Exhale, relax. All right, from here, we're going to move with the breath a little bit more. So let's take our feet hip width distance apart, pointing at the screen in front of you, and then hands beside us, finding our mountain posture. Remembering our foundation, four corners of the feet, zipping up through the legs, inner thighs pulling towards each other. Belly pulls into the spine, shoulders down and back. Awesome. All right, let's move. Inhale, arms up, arms engaged, muscles squeezing to the bone. Exhale, lower down, nice and slow. Inhale, up. Reach, reach, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, lower, belly button pulling into the spine, shoulders down and back. Inhale, up. Shoulders down even though we're reaching up. Exhale, lower, belly engaged, legs engaged, arms engaged, and release. All right, from here, we are going to do a chair pose. So with our feet in mountain posture position, we're going to take a nice bend in the knees, maybe even brushing the floor with the fingertips. Inhale, shifting the weight into our heels, pulling the belly button into the spine, and eye gaze up between the eyebrows. Breathing, feel the heart rate coming up, feel the breath coming up. Inhale, extend and straighten the legs. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend down into that chair pose. You can keep the hands at the hips if that feels good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Weight into the heels. Inhale, back to center. All right, so now we are going to move with the breath from a warrior position. So, coming back into our mountain posture, take a breath here, or 2 or 3. Awesome. All right, so for warrior 1, we are going to envision that our feet are on railroad tracks, right? Parallel to each other. We are going to take the right foot back and slide it on its railroad track, plant it behind us at a 45-degree angle, and then we are going to check in with the front knee and make sure it is in line or behind the front ankle. So we're protecting our knee. We're going to take our hips, instead of twisting to the side, we're going to pull these hip bones even towards the front, squared up towards the front of the room. And we're going to take our arms and stretch them up high, lengthening in the side body. Tailbone tucks under slightly, pulling the belly into the spine. Relax the shoulders into this box position. Really feeling an opening here in the chest. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, pulling the elbows back behind us, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then inhale, step the feet together. Eye gaze up. Exhale, lower down. Awesome job. All right, let's go into the other side. So for you, if you're mirroring me, this is going to be your right foot moving back. So sliding the right foot back on its track, landing in that 45-degree angle. So everybody's on their track here. And then our left knee is going to be bent in line or behind the left ankle. And then instead of the hips opening to the side, we're going to square them up to the front. Pressing out through the side of the back foot and lifting the arms up. Relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Belly pulls in. Tailbone tucks down just slightly. Let's move. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, bringing shoulder blades together, elbows down towards the side. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Arms engaged, feeling a workout in those muscles. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Awesome. Inhale, up. And step the feet back together. Exhale, lower down. All right, we're going to bring it back down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down with a flat back. Bend in the knees, coming to your block or all the way to the floor for your forward fold. Whatever that looks like for you today, that's where you're at. That's what's good. Okay, and then slowly coming down to one knee and then the other. We're gonna widen the knees now and come back into another child's pose. So for this one, I'm gonna bring in the blanket for some support. You do you, whatever feels good for you here. All right, finding your child's pose. You can even bring that block under the forehead. And find your breath here. You can relax the arms down. Inhaling deeply into the belly, feeling the belly press against the thighs or fall in between the thighs. Exhale fully and completely. And we're really going to stay here for a few more breaths. Really finding your rhythm and your breath. Finding that quiet, peaceful place inside you that's hiding underneath the breath. Awesome job, guys. All right, we are slowly going to make our way back up to a seated position. We're going to do a little bound angle. Just feel what the breath feels like with that as well. And again, bring those blocks in if that feels good for you here. So soles of the feet are pressing into each other, not necessarily super active, just gently. And we're going to extend the spine, lengthening on the inhale. Exhale, walk those hands forward, grabbing on the shins, on the feet, or just staying right here if that feels good for you, or to the tops of the feet. Inhale, extend, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, pull the belly button into the spine and begin to round over. Find your edge and just breathe into it. And as we're here, really focus on extending your exhale. So you may be inhaling for 4 or 5 counts. Try and exhale for 7 or 8 counts. All right, and from here, slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Then bring those knees in together. Let's move the blocks aside. And we are going to come back into Shavasana. And we're going to hang out in Shavasana for our guided meditation at the end as well. So let's find our way to the floor. Use your elbows, side, whatever it takes. And come on down, finding your Shavasana here. So heels towards each other, toes flop out to the sides, palms up towards the ceiling. Finding a place of rest and relaxation. This is your reward for all your hard work you just did. Sealing in your practice. Allow your eyes to close if you want. Letting your body kind of seal in all the hard work it just did. Feeling a sense of relaxation in the muscles with each exhale. You can stay lying down for the guided meditation. I'm going to bring my hands to my belly so I can really feel the breath again. And if you want to give your lower back a break, you can have a bolster or a pillow under your knees. I'm going to kind of end my practice the same way I started it, but it's up to you, whatever feels good for you right now. So moving into our meditation, allowing your eye gaze to soften, or close your eyes if that feels good. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue, relax your eyeballs. I know that sounds silly, but bringing awareness to those body parts allows us to release tension there. And now we're going to bring our awareness to the movement of the belly with each inhale and exhale. And if you find your mind wandering off, thinking of dogs you hear barking, or laughter from another room, or what you have left to do today on your to-do list, gently and with kindness and compassion and without judgment, bring yourself back to the breath. Feeling the expansion of the belly on the inhale, and then the emptying, the fall of the belly on the exhale. And now we're going to bring our attention to the moment of stillness and quiet, the pause between the inhale and the exhale. And between the exhale and the inhale. Just observing, noticing what that moment of stillness and quiet in your body feels like. And again, if your mind becomes distracted and wonders and thinks about something else, that's okay. It's what our minds are meant to do. You can bring it back to the breath, gently, just redirecting it, focusing on that moment of quiet and stillness in between the breaths. And now beginning to come back into our present moment and the space around us. Let's bring our awareness to the points of contact between the body and the floor. Just noticing how the floor is supporting us, and then beginning to gently move your fingers and toes. Maybe stretch your legs out if you've had them bent up. Can reach your arms overhead for that full body stretch. And then coming onto the side of your choice. Just taking a moment here before we sit up and move on. And then in your own time, when you're ready, using your hands to press up to a seated position. So coming to our easy pose to close out our class, whatever that easy pose looks like for you, that's what it looks like. Just find it, find your edge, find your pose. You might bring one knee up, whatever feels good here. You might sit on a blanket or a bolster. So we're going to close our practice with a quote and another deep breath all together. So the quote today is, "Learn how to exhale. The inhale will take care of itself." Carla Malucci Ardito. So that is so true. As we exhale, if we can just focus on the exhale, extending the exhale, the inhale is just like a vacuum effect. And when we want to slow our breathing down, when we want to become more relaxed, all we have to do is exhale nice and slow over and over again. Then we come into that calm, socially engaged, connected state. All right, let's end with a breath. Arms out to the side. Inhale, arms up, deep breathing into the bottom of the lungs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining us today in class 4, focusing on the breath. Take this breath with you throughout your day. Remember to breathe, remember to exhale. I enjoyed this practice with you and want to hear what it did for you and how you're doing in your journey in the comments section. I love to read what you guys are doing. The light in me acknowledges and salutes the light in each of you. Namaste.